Okay, we're recording. So, hello, this is my first Zoom gratitude guest, Marie Chronopolous. How are you?
Oh, I'm honoured to be your first Zoom
You are
guest.
my first Zoom guest. I've tried the live one. It's all in the learning. It's all the learning process. So, we've been having a good old chat here, trying to work out how to use Zoom, which has been great. So, thank you very much.
Yes, it has been great.
I'm grateful for having you as my first guinea pig. And what a guinea pig you are. So, like I said, what I love to hear is given this is about gratitude, three things that you're grateful right now.
Right now, I am grateful that I have a roof over my head, for a start. Secondly, I'm grateful that we've reconnected again. This has been great as well, and that I have friends that I have reconnected with, like over the last 4 to 5 weeks because of the COVID-19 as well, that I haven't spoken to in such a long time.
Yeah.
And thirdly, I'm grateful to be alive.
Yeah, well, we'll get into that one in a minute, mate. Yeah, well, that's a good point. That the with the virus and everything, it's such a great time to. We were sharing a little bit before about how some of the learning you've been doing and some of your projects, and likewise, I've been doing the same. So it's been a really good time to not only connect with people, but also to study. I mean, there's so much cheap and free stuff out there that people are throwing out, which is, I think, it's great. So we're certainly seeing a very sort of different side of things, I suppose, at the moment. A whole reshaping of the world, which is pretty cool. So it depends on how you look at it. Yes, it is tough for a lot of people around there at the moment. So, it's hopefully that they're safe and we'll all get through this soon. So, but I'd like to hear also a story that something from your past where you, at the time might have been a bit tough or something you didn't see as a positive thing, but you're able to, down the track, look back and say, wow, I'm so glad, I'm so grateful that actually happened to me.
Okay, well, the first story that comes to mind is about 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer, and I wasn't given much hope of living. Basically, they gave me around 12 months. And I guess I'm just grateful, extremely grateful that at the time I surrendered to everything that I knew and was willing to take on new information, as in open my mind up to other opportunities other than just medicine. I didn't shy away from traditional medicine, but I was open to meditation, changing my diet, and I just trusted that the right people and the opportunities would come into my life, and I just listened to my intuition, I guess, and went for it. And well, 10 years later, here am I today. So I'm very grateful that I had great doctors on board and a great community around me that helped support me through that process, and the ability to be able to look at what I was doing and know that to a degree I wasn't helping myself. Like before I was diagnosed with the cancer, what I perceived to be a healthy lifestyle really wasn't a healthy lifestyle. So it was a good kick up the arse that I needed in order to go, you know what, I've got to change. If I want to live and live a quality life, I need to change what I'm doing. So I'm very, very grateful that I was given the opportunity to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's amazing. May I ask what the form of cancer was?
Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Myxoid liposarcoma. So it's not just a one-word cancer. It had to be a very rare form of cancer. So,
right.
At the time, there wasn't many people that had survived that form of cancer. And
what did it affect your lymph nodes, was it? Or lymph? What did it affect?
Yeah, so it's a fatty tissue sarcoma, and the first tumour, the primary tumour, was attached to my right femur, and it was half the size of an AFL football.
Wow.
So, and it had spread literally everywhere, in my breast, in my lymph nodes. I had a little tumour in here as well, one behind my kneecap that was attached to a main artery as well. So it was literally everywhere, hence the prognosis of, go home, get your affairs in order, you'd be lucky to see 12 months. And I guess that's where I stood up and I thought, you know what, anger. I was angry, and I'm glad that I got angry, because that anger was my driving force to prove, number one, the doctor's wrong, and number two, to myself, I had this massive will to live, but I knew that I needed to change things in my life. So I'm just grateful that happened, because my life has completely changed since then. The life that I was living wasn't healthy. I wasn't really, doing the things that have now fulfilled me and continue to fulfill me throughout life. And I've realised so much more since then. And I've written a book.
Yeah, well, there you go. Hold it up a bit better. So I was going to plug it. Dare to Choose.
Dare to Choose. So it's a little bit of, well, it's my journey, and throughout the book, I detail the 5 principles of health that I used in order to heal myself. But those principles, they can be applied to anyone, as in, you don't necessarily have to have cancer to use those principles. If you just want to be a better version of yourself, or you're facing some anxiety and going through a bit of a rough patch in your life, you can use those principles. They apply to just about every aspect in your life, and
cool.
Be a better person. Yeah.
There you go. So, and where do you get it? We get on Amazon, or were you getting it through your website, or
my website? So,
okay, so I'll put that in the description down here, or wherever it goes.
Sure, you'll work it out.
And the link will go into. So that's fantastic. So yeah, really interesting journey there. So and I know you got some exciting stuff coming up, but we'll have to do that another time when you're ready to share that. So thank you so very much for being my first Zoom gratitude guest, and hopefully seeing the standard of some really interesting stuff. So yeah, hopefully anyone watching this, please, if you are struggling with anything, please go get the book. That's one thing you can do. But also, yeah, just I'm in tune to some of these. I'm hoping to share some really good stuff that makes us realize that life isn't as bad sometimes as we feel it is. So cheers.
Definitely. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you. See ya.